All right, let's dive into a book that's sold millions and millions of copies and has pretty much become a household name in personal finance. Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. We're going to break it all down in just a few minutes. So, let me ask you this. Do you ever feel totally stuck with your money? Like you're working hard, but you're just treading water, buried under this mountain of student loans, credit card bills, you name it. It's an exhausting feeling, and trust me, a lot of people know exactly what that's like. For anyone who feels that way and just needs a plan, a clear path forward, this book offers a very specific roadmap. Think of it as a step-by-step guide to get you from feeling totally out of control to finally being at peace with your finances. At its core, the Total Money Makeover really isn't about complicated spreadsheets or investment theories. Nope. It's a super practical guide from the author and radio host Dave Ramsey. And let's just say, he has a very unique style. Ramsey doesn't sound like some stuffy college professor. He's more like a high-energy coach who's going to give you some tough love. The book is absolutely packed with these real-life success stories that are all meant to show you, hey, getting out of debt isn't just some fantasy. Real people are doing this every single day. So, what's the secret sauce? How does it work? Well, the entire plan is built on this really simple, sequential foundation he calls the 7 baby steps. The whole idea is that you focus on just one goal at a time, so you can build momentum as you go. The whole journey kicks off with 2 really critical steps just to stop the bleeding. First, a small $1,000 emergency fund. Then you attack all your debt. Once that's gone, the whole game shifts. You start building real security with a much bigger emergency fund, and you start investing for retirement. And then, finally, you can tackle the huge goals, like college savings, paying off the house, all leading to the ultimate goal, building serious wealth and being able to give like crazy. Okay, we have to talk about baby step 2 because this is easily the most famous and, the most controversial part of the whole plan. It's called the debt snowball. You literally list all your debts from the smallest balance to the largest, and you attack that smallest one with every extra penny you have. Once it's gone, you take that payment and you roll it on to the next smallest debt, creating this snowball of cash that just gets bigger and bigger. But hold on, that raises a huge question, right? Why on earth would you pay off a tiny loan with a low interest rate before you tackle a massive credit card with a huge interest rate? Well, the answer has nothing to do with math. It's all about human behavior. This quote right here, this is the entire philosophy of the book in a nutshell. Ramsey basically argues that if managing money was just about math, nobody would be in debt. His whole system is built to fix the behavior problem by giving you these quick psychological wins that keep you fired up and in the game. And this right here is the central debate that always comes up with this book. Are you going to follow a plan that feels good and keeps you going, or one that's mathematically perfect on a spreadsheet? So here's how it breaks down. The debt snowball is all about momentum and those quick wins. The other method, often called the debt avalanche, is pure math. You pay off the highest interest rate first, which saves you the most money over time. It's a clear trade-off. Are you looking for motivation, or are you looking for optimization? So why has this plan become so incredibly popular? Honestly, it's because it's simple and you can actually do it. For people who are just tired of confusing financial jargon, this gives them a clear set of rules. It makes you take responsibility, and most importantly, it gives you that powerful shot of motivation when you felt stuck for years. But of course, let's be real. No plan is perfect for absolutely everyone, and this one-size-fits-all approach definitely has its limits and its critics. For some people, the advice just feels way too rigid. The investing guidance is pretty general, and it's definitely not tailored for folks in more complex situations, like if you have a really high income or a bunch of different assets. And like we said, it knowingly tells you to ignore the extra interest you'll end up paying by using the debt snowball. So that brings us to the big question, right? With all the pros and all the cons, who is the ideal person to read The Total Money Makeover? This book is an absolute game changer for anyone who feels completely buried in debt and just needs motivation more than anything else. If you're new to personal finance, or you want a plan you and your partner can do together, or if you just work best with clear, simple rules, this system was basically designed for you. All right, so after breaking it all down, what's our final verdict on this super popular book? The bottom line is this. The Total Money Makeover is incredibly powerful and effective for the people it's meant for. It totally delivers on its promise to give everyday people a clear, motivational plan to finally get out of debt and take back control of their lives. It's a 4 out of 5 for us. It really is a fantastic guide for anyone who needs that structure and that motivational push. But, its rigidness and that focus on behavior over pure math might not be the best fit for someone who's more experienced and really wants to optimize every single dollar. And that leaves us with one last question for you to really think about. When it comes to your own money and your own goals, what's more important to you? A mathematically perfect plan that you might struggle to stick with, or a simple, maybe imperfect plan that you'll actually see through all the way to the end? The answer to that question really gets to the heart of what this whole makeover is about.